Hi again. My name is Mauricio Neuber, and I am professor of at the University of Brasilia, Institute of Psychology. I am also the coordinator of the research group named CHASE, Complexity, Hypnosis, and Subjectivity. Today, I'd like to expose a little more about the hypnosis and chronic pain. And as I have exposed some months ago about my book Hypnosis in the Realm of Design, edited by Springer, I'd like to explain a very specific point in which why hypnosis can be a very useful and effective tool to treating chronic pain situations. We can begin our explanation through the idea of trance that we have developed since some years to now. When we speak on trance, we foster the change of many reference of reality reference between the self and the ego and the external world. So such realities are conventional. For example, space. If two people are in a conversation, they can agree consensually where they are, what time is that, the material things that are in the environment, a causality perspective. For example, they listen something, a crash car, for example, and the otherness sense. I can see you, you can see me. And also, especially if these people are from the same society and culture, some values, moral values, and some social reference, such as male, female, animal, human, spiritual and profane, among others, good and bad, beautiful and ugly, among others. And what happens in trance? A people in trance, a person in trance, can be in an office with the therapist, for example, and she is aware of it, but she can be at the same instant, at the same moment, in the past and in the future. She can be at your grandmother farm in the past when she was a little girl, and also she can see herself in the future in a marriage or with her sons. She can stay in water as if she was a drop of water dissolved in an ocean, for example. At the same time, she is there in the office with the therapists. She can deal and speak with people which are not concretely there, but are present in her personal words. They are also semiotic systems. And in this sense, trance not only change in some way this reference. Change is a polychronic experience or different times. An elusive space and matter and be also polyphonic with different voices. A person who is in a chronic pain experience frequently have a rigid pattern of these references. She cannot be treated at this time, space, social world, which cannot offer to her a possibility of change, or at least can offer a little possibility. Thus, the reality is very rigid, organized in rigid patterns. But in trance, the reality changes, and the person can be, for example, led to a moment in her life when there was no pain, or she can imagine another place in which she is with another body while her body is being treated by the therapist in an imaginary process. And above all, she can speak, interact, negotiate with another systems which are also present in herself. For example, persons from the past, cultural beings, saints, spirit demons, and even inanimate beings such as the chronic pain. It can establish a semiotic exchange or even a conversation with such an experience, as if it was an internal psychodrama. But which is perhaps the most interesting is that first, the person doesn't feel she's alone. She's no more alone in dealing with an almost invincible opponent, which is the chronic pain. And that there are other systems which are wisdom and many resources of possibility in herself that can help her and support her in such a process. And which are the systems? They can be cultural, spiritual, they can be also phylogenetics, or even from her own learning during her life. So these different elements, the different factors are extremely useful in dealing with chronic pain, as I exposed in many other videos. We cannot promise such a work will heal the person, will eliminate the problem, but we can wait, or at least envisage the possibility that such changes fostered by trance can reconfigure her chronic pain experience. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.